Have you ever wondered how teleportation can happen in cartoons or movies? Well, the magical answer for that, in terms of science, would have to be the quantum physics realm. This realm consists of the quantum physics theory, which states that quantum physics is a theory that describes the nature of atoms and subatomic particles that move across our environment.
Let's go back to the year 1803. This was during the time where scientists such as Robert Hooke, Christian Huygens, and Leonhard Euler proposed the wave theory of light. By this time, they had done the double slit experiment, which is conducted in order to prove the theory of light. Then there is the year 1838, which is the year when Michael Faraday discovered the cathode rays, which is then applied to the 1859 statement of the blackbody radiation problem by Gustav Kirchhoff. After that, in the year 1896, Wilhelm Wien had found the solution in the blackbody radiation problem that was started 37 years ago, and now he has his own law called the Wien's Law, which determines the distribution of blackbody radiation.
We now move on to the year 1900, where Albert Einstein explained the photoelectric effect that connected to the wave theory of light, and is then implemented into the atomic theory and the corpuscular theory of light. Ernest Rutherford and Niels Bohr continued the theories and added up to it as they have found other various different discoveries when it came to Einstein's theory. Finally comes the father of quantum physics, Max Planck. Planck is the man who was behind Planck's constant. This constant is the process of absorption and emission of radiation. Einstein then corrected his theory by placing it into the category of the photoelectric effect.
To go in deeper, the photoelectric effect is a phenomenon where lights fall on the surface and that causes the electrons to move out of place and jump out of its original keeper. Back then, light had only been known as a wave. But with this effect, it shows that if light were a wave, then how can it cause the electrons to jump out? Which is why Einstein added to the fact that light can also be a particle, as it can make the electrons jump out of place according to how much energy is emitted by the light.
Now, we move on to the year 1926, where the Schrödinger theory was born, a theory made by Erwin Schrödinger, an Austrian physicist who provided a realistic quantum model for the behavior of electrons in an atom. He added to Niels Bohr's work that talks about the spectrum of hydrogen. The theory, similar to that of de Broglie, recites an assumption where waves are associated with the electron, also known as the wave function, a function that gives the position and time used to solve a complicated differential equation which is obeyed by the function itself. By then, it was the end of the old quantum theory, as stated by Peter Debye.
Diving into the thoughts of Albert Einstein, he had thought and processed the theory of this realm through the quantum mechanics formulas and calculations, which can really conclude equations that can relate to the quantum theory's principles or aspects. Things like Planck's constant, work function, kinetic energy, wavelengths of the photon, and many more. He had processed every single theory and calculation within those formulas in order to solve what would happen in different scenarios regarding the usage of quantum in everyday lives.
For example, things like the usage of lasers. They are permanently based on quantum theory. The work of lasers is related to spontaneous emissions, thermal emission, and fluorescence. An electron, when it's exciting, will jump at a high energy level. Then, later, it would die down to a more stable state with lower energy and thereby emits light. To wrap up on this whole big concept, each and every single theory in the quantum realm connects to one another. It describes how something else works, just like how we can grasp onto the knowledge that allows us to create something better.
See, I live on a lonely island in the heart of a city. I live on a lonely island. There isn't a hope for me. I tell you, my heart is broken. It's a shame and a pity. I might as well be shipwrecked in the middle of the sea.